I help run AppSumo.com, which is a $100 million company. I'm trying to write a best-selling book and trying to grow this YouTube channel and help you on your own business journey. How am I able to do 3 full-time jobs in a regular work week? Let me explain how I do it so it can inspire you and getting more done this week. Now, the point of this video is not about how to do a lot more work. The point is, how do you actually be lazier and get the things that you actually really want done? Now, before we get into dive into a lot of the tactics and how I'm able to do it, the most important thing, whether you're trying to write a book or run a company or be a good husband or whatever that is define your outcome. YouTube, I want 250,000 subscribers. Book, I want to make a New York Times best-selling book. Now, once you know your goal, the whole week is, how do I actually align to whatever my goal is and what do I need to do to move that forward? One of the phrases that's literally in my mind almost every single day is business forward. So if you have a clear goal in your year, now every single week, just be mindful. Like, all right, how am I moving forward this week towards my goal? The number one thing is every single Sunday, I'm spending around 2 hours reviewing my calendar. I've even hired a woman named Anna, who is phenomenal as our head of staff at AppSumo, to really help me organize my calendar. I remember at Facebook, Mark had this person, and I would go to him and be like, hey, can we talk? He's like, you have to talk to her first now. I was like, dude, who do you think you are, right? It's really about being intentional is what is the best use of your time? Doesn't mean about who's more important or not. It's what are you trying to accomplish and how do I make sure I'm spending my time in the most important zones? So on Sundays, we'll have my calendar up here on screen. I am literally going and saying, well, what's the goals I'm trying to do this year? What are the main things I need to move forward on that? And then how much does my week actually align to it? So in my calendar, one of the key things that you can see from the screenshot here is my rainbow color system. I haven't really seen a lot of people do this, but what this does is I color coordinate my calendar. So orange is fun, or green is exercising, or certain colors are related to AppSumo priorities. You should be able to instantly say, hey, my priority or my goal is do these 3 things, or whatever it is for yourself, and how much is your calendar actually lining up to that? And if it's not, you should be much more intentional on your Sunday about how to make those things happen. Now, if you have a day job and you've been wanting to do a side hustle, this is even more critical because you really have your breakfasts, your lunches, your nights, and maybe your weekends to make those things happen. And so you have to be clear, like, all right, am I actually scheduling and blocking out things that I am saying are a priority? Now, the next thing is that if you said you had this goal about 250,000 YouTube subscribers, for me, I know that each week I have to make 3 YouTube videos to put out there. So what are the inputs that I can be controlling? And do I have those inputs blocked out on my calendar? Again, a lot of this is really about intentionality. It's not about like trying to do more than anyone else or trying to be so busy or trying to be crazy productive with like how to learn how to type faster. It's what are the main things that matter and am I spending my time intentionally on the inputs that are gonna really get me that output that I want? Another thing that I've done to really be intentional about my time, which at the end of the day, that is really what matters on doing a lot of work or accomplishing things that really you wanna get done, is write out a calendar standard operating procedure. Now you're gonna hear about this more as you get into companies or you grow your own businesses, SOP. Standard operating procedure. And I actually spent a lot of time doing this. I'm gonna have a good amount of what mine are on screen here. Monday and Tuesdays are my AppSumo one-on-ones. So if I have this goal at AppSumo, it's really the leadership and the people that work with them that help make that happen. So all of my time is dedicated to helping the different leaders and people in the company accomplishing their goals, which helps me accomplish mine and AppSumo's. Wednesday is people. So at AppSumo, how do I hire and retain the best people possible to help us accomplish our goal? Thursday then is alignment. Do I understand our customers really well? Our partners? Is the strategy clear? Is our purpose clear? Does the whole company know that stuff? So that's what I spent today doing. And then on Fridays, it's kind of a recap refresh to say, hey, what happened this week? Let me understand. Now you're probably thinking, well, Noah, you're also trying to write a book and you're also doing a YouTube channel, so where does that fit in? Now throughout my days, you can see on the calendar here, there's actually pink times for recharge. That's something I think is totally not talked about, is that give yourself a break. Whatever you need to do to actually give yourself some energy, because your energy is gonna basically get depleted of the day, you need to kind of add it back so you can sustain and enjoy doing these things for a long period of time. Try to not create a life you have to run away from. I love that quote and I really try to live by it. So what I've realized is making YouTube videos, which is a key goal that I want to accomplish, if I do it in peak time in the morning, it really takes away my energy and it's also not my main priority. My main priority is AppSumo. So right now, at the end of the day is around 5 o'clock or at night is when I'm gonna make a YouTube video, which is exactly right now. Now, the other question you might be saying, well, I thought you said you're writing a book or something like that. You're literally gonna be able to write a book. Now, if you read anything about Ryan Holiday or Tim Ferriss or some of these guys who put out bestsellers, they literally dedicate their lives, same as James Clear, like all I'm doing is writing a book. So if you're not putting in that amount of effort, Noah, how are you gonna write a great book? And the reality is I'm not the greatest book writer in the world, so I went out and found him. His name is Tal Raz, and so I am working with him to be able to write a great book. Now, I think you're thinking like, oh, that sounds pretty damn great. You basically just found this other guy that looks like you and is Jewish and really good looking. He's pretty good looking. And he's just gonna do all the work and you're gonna sit on the sidelines. I thought that's actually kind of what I thought, if I'm honest with you. But the reality is that it is a lot of work and you can't just call it in. You have to show up for the things that you really want to be successful. So every week now, there's 2 hours on a Monday and at least an hour on a Friday that I'm dedicating to book researching or writing. But I think one of the things that like we don't talk about with Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or even at AppSumo.com is most of the people who are accomplishing a lot of the things on Earth are either hiring people or getting software. Elon Musk is not programming the Tesla. Elon Musk is not programming SpaceX. He has gone out and found people who enjoy doing that and has enabled and empowered them to do that in his business. I want to be clear, I'm not saying accomplish more. I think that's actually potentially a bad word. I need to do more. I need more money. I need to have more accolades. What do you actually want is what's important, and how do you create sustainability? And that's what matters to me. A lot of what I'm talking about is what's your goal and intentionality towards that goal. So one of the things on this intentionality towards your goal, which is time, is reviewing myself on a consistent basis. Literally every single meeting and action, I am reviewing, hey, was that a good use of my energy? Was I actually present? And what can I learn for the future? So I had a meeting earlier today, and I thought, hey, I don't actually really like it. I don't think it's a good use of my time. And so in the next time, here's what I want to be changing about it. And so I am continually optimizing myself every single almost hour about how do I make sure I'm using the best use of my time. One of the things I've recognized, especially because I'm doing a lot, is that I have to be mindful of my energy, like what's adding to it, what's subtracting to it, and literally every hour is an opportunity cost. If I'm making this video, I'm not recruiting for AppSumo. And so again, all these are opportunity costs, and you have to be clear, what's my priority order, and how much am I actually spending? Yes, am I annoying about this? Yeah, because it's important, and if you're wondering, hey, I really want to be a great marketer. Oh, I want to write a book, but I'm not actually making it happen. But guess what? I'll go read a book about habits, or I'm going to go hire all these people and do this stuff. But you still may not make it happen. You have to actually put in the work, block out the time, and commit to showing up to make these things a reality. A few other things that I've done that have really helped me accomplish more, literally kind of doing 3 full-time jobs, is having a head of staff for each of the different things that are running in my businesses. So at AppSumo.com, there's a woman named Alona, and she runs the day-to-day operations of AppSumo. There is no way without her, and as well as the rest of the leadership, that could happen. So if you are trying to do more things or get different things going, find someone dedicated that can help and wants to run a department. So with YouTube, there's Mitchell who runs this, as well as on the book, I've hired Tal, who's now the director of getting the book done. So think about that for yourself, especially if you're getting going. One, don't try to just find people and delegate right away. I think that's a common mistake I'm seeing from a lot of entrepreneurs. Get it going, understand it yourself, and as it gets to some scale, as it gets like, hey, I don't know if I really want to do this or I want to do something separate, find someone really dedicated, but don't expect that someone can magically come and fix your problems right away. If you want to be able to run 3 full-time jobs or even 10 or whatever it is that you want to be accomplishing, you have to be saying no a lot. So what I would actually wonder for you in this upcoming week or in your previous weeks, how many things have you turned down? How many meetings have you turned down? How many things have you tabled? How many things have you delayed? And the more that you're saying, well, I have to choose between this and this, that's a beautiful thing. That means you're actually prioritizing. So for yourself, do you have priorities? And most people, it's funny when you say you have a priority, everyone's like, yeah, I have a priority. Yeah, I focus. And I'm like, oh, let me see your calendar. Let me see what you're focused on. They have a list of 15 things. It happened in a meeting yesterday. And I was like, oh, yeah, a lot of focuses. I didn't know it was plural. It's singular, focus. And so in each of these different things that you're trying to accomplish, don't have a lot going on. Have a priority list and see how much of your time is actually focused on the priority. So when I'm doing this video, I'm not going and getting food, I'm not checking my texts, I'm not reading Slack, I am just here doing that with you. Now think about that, how you behave when you watch a YouTube video. You have other tabs open, you have your phone open, I know, I do that same thing myself. But when you're practicing it within your work and the things you're trying to accomplish, if you could actually just give it 100% focus, you'll finish most of these tasks within a few minutes, versus the way we do it sometimes, we're kind of like dabbling in all this stuff, and it just takes forever to get anything done. So just experiment for yourself in the next activities you do today. Just do that activity and until it's done. When I write in my diary every single morning, I don't allow myself to do anything else besides that. So if I have a to-do or something else I'm thinking about, I'll just write it in the diary and say, come back to this. And only when it's finished can I then go get the coffee or go open the door or go do that to-do. So practice that maybe in a small way and then start noticing yourself as you're doing your activities that you're trying to really accomplish, how distracted you actually are. It shocked me how much I wasn't taking things seriously. And then the power on the other side, when I was really dedicated to just doing the video or just being in the meeting and not sidetracking myself, how much more productive and effective I really am. Having clear goals and then accountability around that. So with AppSumo.com, I have a clear goal of $90 million is where we're trying to get the business in GMV this year. And so it's super clear goal. And then I have a board who is now holding me accountable directionally around that. And so for yourself, in the things you're trying to accomplish, whether it's selling a book, maybe it's building a software business. What is your clear goal this year? And how accountable to yourself, ideally, or to have people around you that'll call you out and challenge you and say, you really said you were gonna do that. Now, as you're doing this goal, maybe it's individually by yourself, or maybe you have built out the team, and it can be both ways. Make sure you understand your lanes of responsibility. As teams have grown at AppSumo, and as I have a book, and then we're doing the YouTube channel, the lanes of responsibility are sometimes a little gray, and I've noticed that's what creates problems in accomplishing successful things. So what that means for you is be very clear, here is what I do. And what that means is you're not gonna do a lot of other things, you're gonna either delegate or not do them, but you're saying these are the most important things. Where are we going? Vision, goal. What's the culture and behavior? What are the plays that we're gonna be running? And then who are the people and what positions are they gonna be in? So if someone wants to meet me and it's not within these lanes, within the company or outside the company, I say no. And so that's just something to really think about for yourself as you're trying to accomplish significant things in your life. Yeah, you have to actually trade off and sacrifice to be able to accomplish greatness. If you like this video, you are gonna love this video from our channel that I'm recommending to you right up here. Definitely check that out and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I love making videos for y'all. I love you and I'll see you out there. Pew pew.